Okay, because we had some DDG LMNOP come to class today, I didn't get a chance to get through my lesson. And because Ayana and Naya was too busy crying and getting their eyes together, I clearly couldn't get through my lesson and was distracted by the fact that they had tears coming down their eyes for someone who does not teach them how to be a better person or teach them math like I do on a daily basis. But they want to start crying over somebody that's just on YouTube. And what are they going to do with anything? Nothing. Nothing. Who cares about a DDG LMNOP? Nobody cares about him. Okay? Unless he's teaching you how to be better, unless he sees you every day and he's giving you knowledge that's going to make you a better person, like I do. Cry for me. All right. 49 seconds in, I think I'm almost done with my little rant. But anyway, so you should have saw Sydney's face today as I was flying through these problems. She just gave up. Y'all should have saw her face. Oh my God, it was so bad. Oh, and I was gonna pretend like I didn't see her over there, just shutting down. So here it is. I'm gonna go over the lesson and explain it. This is a part of y'all's homework. Blame DDG, or you can blame Ayana or Naya because they're the reason why we didn't get through this lesson with that old DDG. So we did the first half. I'm just going over these problems again to make sure you're understanding them. All right, so let me change this. DDG. Ain't nobody studying you or no DDG. Care less. All right, so here we need to add 25 to both sides because we're solving this like a regular equation. So we get k squared is equal to 25. Then we take the square root of both sides and we get k is equal to positive or negative 5 because positive 5 will give you positive 5 squared will give you 25 and negative 5 squared will give you 25. All right, over here we subtract 19 from both sides and we get p squared is equal to negative 9. And then we notice that there is no number squared. Y'all should have saw Ayana's face when she said this. This is not possible. Yep, there is no number squared to give you negative 9, so the answer is no solution. Again, these are quadratics. I know they're using P and K, but this would really be an X. And we are really saying, if we're solving these, we're really saying where the X is. Well, never mind. But yeah, we're saying where the solutions are. These are the solutions to the quadratic, which means these are where the quadratic or parabola crosses the x-axis. That's what solutions of zeros are. And so we get x is equal to positive or negative 3. Over here, I got to get my calculator because I just realized to get down here to this problem, b squared is equal to square root of equal to 50. We're going to run and get my calculator. So I'm going to let the calculator out. And it is number 10. Who's number 10? Ahmad. Ahmad's going to be banned, y'all. I tell Ahmad he's about to be banned. He left his calculator out. It's number 10. Okay, I just dropped my pen to him. Ahmad's going to be banned because Ahmad is worrying about DDG. DDG. So the square root of 50 is 4.4. What am I talking about? I was thinking about 49 in my head. 7.07, which gives b to be positive or negative 7.1 because we're round to the nearest 10. All right, over here, I hate drawing that line because that line doesn't leave me room like I want to leave room because I didn't make these notes roomy enough. So we add 20, we get 3b squared is equal to 108. Divide by 3, b squared is equal to 36. Now we take the square root, b is equal to a positive or negative 6. For the next one, we add 42, we add 42, we get 2h squared is equal to 20. Divide by 2, we get h squared is equal to 10. And then we take the square root, so we get h is equal to positive or negative. The square root of 10 is equal to 3.2. It's around 3.2. Really, we should be doing the approximate symbol. It should be approximately. All right, now this is the one that Sydney got mad at. I was like, girl, bye. Ain't nobody studying you. Be mad all you want. So we divide by 4, and we get x plus 2 squared is equal to 25. Okay, and so just like Sydney, just like the rest of the problems, if we square something, if we want to get rid of the square, we take the square root. And because there's an x in here, there are two things x can be. So x plus 2 is equal to positive and negative 5. All right, Sydney, that's what it is, positive and negative 5. Because watch this, that means that we have two equations. We have x plus 2 is equal to 5, and then we have x plus 2 is equal to negative 5. All right, and then we subtract 2, x is equal to 3, subtract 2, x is equal to negative 7. So some people say, why do we have two equations, Mr. O'Neill? We have two equations the entire time. This is an equation because it's an equal sign. This is an equation because there's an equal sign. This is an equation. This is an equation. All of these are equations because there's an equal sign. So specifically, when we put 3 into the problem, basically we're saying 3 plus 2 squared gives me 25. 3 plus 2 is 5. 5 squared gives me 25. Negative 7 plus 2 is negative 5. Negative 5 squared gives me 25. Because this square acts like the absolute value bars. Something squared acts like the absolute value bars. If I square, I'm going to get a positive, which acts like the absolute value of something. So when you come over here and divide by 5, we get n plus 1 squared is equal to 33. I'm using a Moz calculator. That's what you're going to be banned from. Is equal to 6.6. Now we take the square root of that because we're trying to unsquare it. So we get n plus 1 is equal to the square root of 6.6 is 2.6. But it's positive and negative 2.6. And so now we have two equations, Sydney. N plus 1 is equal to 2.6. N plus 1 is equal to negative 2.6. So we subtract 1. We get n is equal to 1.6. We subtract 1. We get n is equal to negative 3.6. All right. Let's keep it moving. Now, I did ask you to do these on your own, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm not going to work through these because the people in class had to do these on their own. So, y'all just get extra homework. I love y'all. I'm sorry. Should I do this, Mr. O'Neill? You know, it's not their fault. They got DDG coming, and Ahmad going crazy. He can't use his calculator. That's what you can blame. Ask DDG for another calculator, Ahmad. That's what you can do. Let's go to Galaxy. I'm going to be nice. I mean, y'all can actually just work these problems out and just see if you got the right answer. That's what I would do. Just pause the video and fast forward because they other kids had to do this on their own. So we subtract 49, and we get m squared is equal to negative 49. And then we should know here that this is no solution because there is nothing squared to give you negative 49. Right here, we add 64. Add 64, we get c squared is equal to 64. Take the square root. The square root, c is equal to a positive or negative 8. All right, here we divide by negative 2. Divide by negative 2, we get a squared is equal to 25. Now we take the square root, we get a, it can be a positive or negative 5. Again, both of these are two equations. We really have two equations. A is equal to 5 or a is equal to negative 5. We still have two equations. Right here, we multiply by 5, we get v squared is equal to negative 25. The custodian just came in. She probably think I'm crazy. Probably like, why is he here talking to himself? And this is no solution. You know why? Because there is no number squared to give you a negative 25. There's no real number squared. There are imaginary numbers. All right. And then down here, we add 80 to both sides. Add 80. We get 4y squared. I'm mad at Naya for 2 weeks. And I'm mad at Ayana for 3 weeks. Over there crying. What you crying for? Getting on my nerves. Y is equal to positive and negative 5. Here we add 16 to both sides. We get 5y squared is equal to 8. Divide by 5. Y squared is equal to 8/5, which is, using, y'all hear me pressing Ahmad's calculator. Too bad he won't be able to press these buttons. Oh, got him. And so we get y is equal to positive or negative. What's the square root of 1.6, Ahmad? I guess you won't know because you're calculator band. Okay, 1.3, round to the nearest 10. And it's really approximately, okay? Here we start dividing everything by a -2. We get y plus 5 squared is equal to 4. Take the square root. Take the square root. We get y plus 5 is equal to positive and -2, which means we have two equations. Y plus 5 is equal to 2. Y plus 5 is equal to -2. All right, subtract 5 from both sides. We get y is equal to -3. Subtract 5 from both sides. We get y is equal to -7. So when I put -7 in, square it, multiply it by -8. -2, I get -8. Let's see, -7 plus 5 is -2. -2 squared is 4. 4 times -2 is -8. -3 plus 5 is 2. 2 squared is 4. 4 times -2 is -8. That's the reason why they are solutions, which will soon be where the line crosses the x-axis. So we get y minus 2 squared is equal to 36/8. You hear me pressing the mind, something that you won't be doing for at least a week. All right, take the square root, probably longer because, you know, we're going to field trip next. So we get y minus 2 is equal to positive and negative square root of 4.5. Hear that, Ahmad? I'm pressing. Something you won't be able to do. 2.1. So we have two equations. Y minus 2 is equal to 2.1. Y minus 2 is equal to -2.1. All right, add 2, we get y is equal to 4.1. Excuse me. Somebody trying to take me out. Okay, and then we get y is equal to 0.1. All righty. Okay, let's keep it moving. It says find the value of x for the square. How long is this video? All right, 12. Might be 15 minutes of these people's lives. Whatever. Let's go to, what's this? Silver and gold. All right, y'all know about that. Okay, find the value of x for the square and the triangle. If necessary, round to the nearest tenth. All right, so the area for a square is equal to, I don't know if that's too light. It shouldn't be. S squared. So this says take the side and square it, and that should give you the area. Well, this is the area, everybody. That's 28. So the equation I need to solve is 16x squared, because I've squared that, is equal to 28. Y'all should have saw the way third block struggled with this. If third block struggled with it, y'all, there's a high chance y'all would have struggled with it too. So 28 divided by 16 gives me 1.75, and now I take the square root 1.75, and we get x to be positive or negative 1.3. Now, I don't like this color. Let's go to gold. Silver and gold. All right, so third block had trouble because x is either 1.3 or x is either negative 1.3. And just like Dante's scenario, one of these don't make sense, because if x is negative 1.3, that means 4 times 1.3 will give me a negative 5.2. I can't have a negative side. So if I do 4 times negative 1.3, it gives me a negative 5.2. There's no such thing as a negative side length. Not possible. So this answer may qualify or satisfy the equation, but for the context purpose, it's wrong. It is wrong. Okay? And now the area formula for a triangle is base times height divided by 2. So we have the base of 2x times the height of 2x divided by 2 gives me the area, which is 46. So we end up getting 4x squared over 2 is equal to 46. Now you can multiply both sides by 2, or you can just simply divide, and you get 2x squared. That's what I'm going to do, is equal to 46. Divide by 2, you get x squared is equal to 23. take the square root. X is equal to positive or negative 23. All right, the square root of 23 is 4.8. So let's see if 4.8 works. Yes, that works. But negative 4.8 doesn't work because that'll make that a negative 4.8 squared gives me a negative 9.6. Doesn't work for the context of the problem. So the negative does not work. So X has to be 4.8. Okay. All right. We're done in 15 minutes and some seconds. But you know, before I go, I must do this. It's been Mr. O'Neill. It's been a great time teaching your behind. We out, son.